I asked Alex Hormozi how to start a new business, and the results might shock you. In his latest book launch, Alex Hormozi launched ACQ AI. It's an AI model trained on everything that Alex Hormozi has ever put out. It's trained on his books, meaning all 3 of them. It's trained on over 2 years of his consulting calls with his private clients, and on the 12 new playbooks that are recently just put out. And in this video, we're gonna ask it exactly what we need to do to get a new business started. It's the closest you'll ever get to one-on-one consulting without having to pay him $125,000. And so we're gonna ask him for an offer, we're gonna ask him for help on client acquisition, and we're going to ask him for help with fulfillment. And so by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what you need to do starting from scratch to build out a new business. So let's dive right in. All right, so once again, to get access to the Alex Hormozi AI, you did need to pay him $6,000 or more on his last book launch. And when you get started with ACQ AI, this is the onboarding form that you need to fill out. So we are going to start a lead generation business on this video. So we're going to say primary delivery type of your core offer. It is a done for you, right? Because it is an agency service. Primary delivery mechanism is going to be services. Primary mode of advertising is going to be cold outreach, obviously, because we're doing lead gen. We're doing outreach here. Primary lead getter is going to be ourselves, and we're just getting started. Monetization mechanism, majority of revenue, it's going to be low volume, high ticket. Primary selling mechanism is going to be online call plus salesperson. How many employees? It's going to be just me. Current tech status, we're going to say none. Or little message spreadsheets is probably where you're starting out because you're watching this video, so you know what you're doing. Primary business constraints is going to be leads as of right now. Core description, I help businesses with sign new clients through Twitter X outreach. I charge a $3K setup fee and then charge $1,500 per every 15 calls booked. So this is a really, really nice way of getting going. You can even drop the setup fee to be, maybe if you're just getting started, you do it for free and then you're just charging $1,500 per every 15 calls booked. I ran this offer before Drippy and this offer absolutely ripped. And it's an offer that Alex Hormozi talks about, or a type of offer that he talks about. It's a big head, long tail type of offer where you essentially cover the client acquisition cost with the $3K. And if you're doing outreach, you're probably going to be very, very profitable on acquisition. And then this is the recurring, right? So if you do a good job, you're going to be booking people at least 15 meetings a month. So it's essentially charging $3K up front and then $1,500 per month afterwards, right? So month 1, if you do a good job, you can collect $4,500 and then just $1,500 every month after that. And then if you increase the volume, then you could be charging clients $3K, $4.5K per month afterwards. So we're charging $3K setup fee and then charge $1,500 per every 15 calls booked. Yearly revenue, let's say 0 because we're just getting started. Let's say yearly profit is 0. New customers per month, right now it's 0. Current headcount is just myself. We're going to save the changes, and now there we go. So now we can ask it exactly what we need to do to get this business started. All right, so we're going to start asking it if it likes our offer, okay? So based off of the onboarding information I gave you, what are your thoughts on my business? Is a good business for beginners? There we go. Now we're just gonna let it think for a little bit. Okay, so here we go. It is writing. So after a couple minutes, this is what it came up with. Yes, and for your Twitter appointment setting is a solid beginner business. Demand is real, fulfillment is learnable, and it scales with skill. But beginners win by making an offer so strong it's unfair. Right now, $3K setup and $1.5K per 15 calls reads commodity. You need a category of 1 offer with heavy risk reversal to get your first wins fast. Single strategy, risk reversed, grand slam offer. Build an offer that maximizes perceived value, bigger dream outcome, higher perceived likelihood of success, shorter time delay, less effort to the client. Add an aggressive guarantee to kill risk. Quality beats quantity. X qualified show up sales calls in Y days or work for me until we hit it. Better guarantees can 2 to 4X conversions. Use terms that front load cash, remove risk up front. One-time setup can massively boost cash, especially when offer is compelling, as shown in the agency example. Lack proof, waive setup for the first 2 to 3 clients. So there we go. This is exactly what I was talking about. So the 3K offer and then 1,500 is good. You obviously do want to add some sort of guarantee. And if you're just starting out, waiving the setup fee for the first 2 to 3 clients to get case studies, to get proof is something that I'd recommend, and something that Alex Hormozi here is talking about. Design the money model to get paid to get customers so growth isn't cash constrained. How to execute this week. Okay, so here we go. This is exactly what we need to do this week to launch. So narrow ICP, pick one vertical you understand and that closes high ticket. Coaches, B2B services, etc. Specific beats generic. Okay, so we can go after high ticket coaches. There we go. Define qualified and time frame. Set clear criteria for, or let's talk about coaches that help other people make money online. I feel like that's a good one. That's an easy one to target on Twitter. There's a bunch of these guys, right? And this can essentially just anyone selling info. Anyone with a coaching program, with a mentorship would fall under this category. And so that's a really, really good niche to start off on, especially if you are doing Twitter marketing, Twitter outreach for this business. Number 2, define qualified and timeframes. Set clear criteria for industry, revenue, decision maker, and show up. Okay, here we go. So essentially what this is talking about is just making it super clear when it comes to the offer. Okay, so like what does a qualified call mean, and how quickly you are going to get results? Like what does a show up mean? Like, are we charging per show up? This is essentially just a step to make sure you're in the clear, because whenever you are charging on performance, it's very easy if your clients aren't the most, it's just very easy to kind of forget things, and if it's not put in writing, it's more of a he said, she said situation where you don't remember what was said, and then the client owes you money, but the client doesn't remember exactly what you guys said, what you said you'd get paid for. And so again, this is just kind of a very good practice to run. Always put everything in writing, especially if you're starting out. Then we have build the offer. Okay, so promise we'll deliver this many qualified show up sales calls in this many days, or we work for free until we do. I find that this guarantee, honestly, or at least for Twitter, people don't like it as much anymore. If you're just starting out, I'd probably just waive the setup fee and then just charge $1,500 per every 15 calls. That in and of itself is a guarantee. Why? Because there's no risk for the client to get going. Like the client isn't going to pay until you get them 15 calls, right? So that can be 30 days down the road. And so that in and of itself is a guarantee, and that allows you to use keywords like on a pay on results basis, or you can use something like pay on results or pay after the first 15 calls are booked, so on and so forth. And that for acquiring clients is super, super key. Terms for first 3 clients, wave setup, milestone bill per qualified show. There we go. Once you've got proof, reintroduce a premium setup to front load cash. So this is huge. Again, first you just want to be building out your case studies. You want to compile proof. You want to make sure it is very clear to whoever you're reaching out to that you can do whatever you're saying you can do. And then once you have the testimonials, the client interviews, all that stuff, then you can go back and introduce a premium setup fee to front load cash. Number 4, fill the pipe with unsexy volume. Do the rule of 100 personalized DMs a day for 100 days. You will get more engaged leads. The next thing we're going to ask it to help us with is with the outreach script. So we're going to have it help us do this exactly. So stick around for that. And then fulfill past and capture proof. Launch in 72 hours, daily stand-ups. So this is huge, okay? This is honestly something that I see 0 agencies doing. Launching within 3 days is crazy. No one's doing it. So if you can, that's huge. Daily stand-ups, again, no one is doing this. Report booked, show qualified, turn wins into screenshot, video testimonials, and quantified outcomes for your next pitches. Landmines to avoid. Selling calls without quality standards. Again, this is huge and you want to get this in writing. Define and enforce qualified show up. Staying broad. Again, this is a landmine. Niche down to increase hit rate and improve scripts. No metrics, track outreach replies. Yeah, so you really do want to be tracking everything, not only for the outreach that you're going to be doing, but for the outreach that you're going to be doing for your clients as well. Do the boring reps daily. Winners win. There we go. Call to action. Rewrite your offer today. Okay. Can you help me rewrite my offer? Let's start off with the waived setup fee and pay her every 15 calls after the 15 are booked. Feel free to add a guarantee if you think that would help my case. And now we wait. Single strategy, risk reverse grand slam offer, pay per performance. You win clients with clarity and zero risk. We'll rewrite your offer so it screams value. Okay. Your new offer headline. We book 15 qualified show up sales calls in 30 days. Pay only after delivery. Promise you get pipeline you can close now, not maybe later leads. Price and terms, $1,500 per tranche of 15 qualified show up calls. No setup, we invoice after the 15th shows. This is huge. This is honestly a really, really good offer that I'd be running if I was starting an agency today. Timeline, first 15 within 30 days of launch. Quality standards, qualified. So you do want to just essentially define terms here. Show up, attends 15 minutes, calendar. Okay, there we go. Placement policy, no shows are unqualified. We'll place at our cost until you net 15 qualified show ups. So this is 15 clean show ups, and you're not getting charged until the 15th shows and is there for at least 15 minutes. Aggressive risk reversal, primary guarantee. If we miss 15 qualified show up calls in 30 days, we keep working for free until we hit it. So the first 15 are free if you don't hit it within 30 days. So this adds, this is a pretty strong guarantee. It's pretty aggressive. Speed sweetener, if we miss by 7+ days, we had 5 extra qualified show ups at no charge. So essentially your clients are going to be getting 20 for free if you don't do it within 37 days. Why this works, better guarantee, so to 4x conversion when the offer is solid. What we do, strategy, define ICP, prospecting. There we go. Okay, so this is essentially like what you do for your clients. Like whenever you're hopping on calls, this is how you describe it. We're going to define your ICP. We're going to angles and scripts. We're going to come up with angles and scripts. We're going to come up with the whole strategy. Then we're going to build the lead list targeting and do the Twitter outreach. We're going to handle the DMs, replies, calendar booking into your closers calendar, daily booked show qualified meetings. And for whenever it comes to the setup, this would also include if you're using any sort of software like Drippy.ai, obviously you would want to charge the client that. It's really only $115 for the one account. So if you're just running their personal account, I don't think clients, if you're doing all this work for them for free, I don't think they're gonna have too much of a hard time paying the $115. Or you could also just pay it for them if you want to be extra. But ideally, I'd recommend you just talk to them and like, hey, the only monthly cost you're gonna have is the software cost for Drippy, which is just $115, and that's gonna allow you to send unlimited messages. And if you want a free trial for Drippy, first link down below in the description to get access to that. What you do, so this is for the client, you provide the ICP, offer assets, calendar availability, 15-minute slots per week, and a closer to take calls. Same day feedback on call quality, so we tighten fast. So this is huge, right? And this is all stuff that you want to be putting in your contract. Capacity, scarcity, urgency, probably cap 5 clients this month to maintain quality, launch in 72 hours after onboarding assets, why this will close, maximizes value, clear outcome. Okay, beautiful. I like this. I love this. Can you build out my outreach scripts? Please give me 5 variations. I'm going to be targeting high ticket coaches in the info space, coaches that teach people how to start businesses. There we go. And now we let it run once again. All right, here we go. Single strategy, personalized micro, yes, cold DMs, big value, fast, and permission. 5 DM sequences for biz startup coaches. Hey, first name, personalized line, quick question. Okay, if I send a 60-second loom on how would I book your next 15 qualified shows from X, it's pay after delivery. You pay only after 15 shows. If we miss 30 days, we work free until we hit cool to send. If helpful, we can launch in 72 hours after ICP notes. Okay, so this is really, really strong. Honestly, you could just send this, okay? This would be kind of the follow-up. It's pay on delivery. You only pay after 15 show up. If we miss 30 days, we work free. Okay, so I really like these two. If I was setting this up on Drippy, this is like super, super easy to do. I'll show you here in a sec. And then this is just gonna be one follow-up that you're gonna say send 1 day later. I would personally just skip this, or if you want to send out a third message, you could, but I would probably just stick with sending this day 1 and then 1 day later sending this afterwards. Inglebank, hey, first name, loved your take on starting an agency, job I drafted through DM Ingles, I convert for that avatar, want them, if you like them, I'll run the outreach, and only bill after 50 qualified show-ups. Miss the mark, we'll keep working for free. Lead example, first name, I can pull 10 perfect prospects for your next cohort. Want me to send tonight? Okay, I like this. If they pass your sniff test, I'll book 15 shows in 30 days. You pay after delivery. If we're late, you get 5 extra at no charge. Proof to plan, no hype. First name, I help startup coaches book qualified sales calls from X. I wrote this 4-step plan that I use for your offer. 1-to-1 pager, 0 setup, 1.5K only after 15 qualified. Show up calls, miss target equals we work for free until we hit it. I really like these. I typically don't like scripts that any AI comes up with, but these are honestly pretty decent. I'd probably just make a couple of changes. Soft CTA, quick chat. First name, quick idea to fill your calendar without ads, XDMs plus this build. Okay, this one I'm not super in love with. I run a DFY, pay on results, 15 qualified shows, free slip, we keep working for free, add bonus calls. The thing is, I think the offer is really, really strong. It's like, okay, I'm going to be doing everything and you only pay until after I book you 15 calls. Obviously it's a really strong offer. So I don't think you can this up too bad. The first one is probably going to be my favorite. Definitely going to be my favorite. So let me show you how to set this up on Drippy. Okay, so once again, first link down below in the description to get access to Drippy.ai. This is a Twitter outreach platform that you can not only use to get clients for your business, but also get clients for your clients. You want to start a free trial, and then once you're in, you're going to want to scrape leads, which is super simple to do. You just go to leads, you hit new lead source, you add a lead scraper, you add an account source, and you just paste whoever your ICP follows on Twitter. Okay, then you can add filters. I'm not going to get into that here. I'm just going to get into how to start an automation, but this is the first step. Okay, first you find leads and then you start an automation. Automation type is going to be cold DM 2.0. Then we are going to select the lead source, which is the one we would have just uploaded. Script personalizer. Now here we are going to give Drippy a bit of context on what it is that you do. So if you're running the offer that ACQ AI gave us, I help businesses scale through Twitter outreach. And then here in script is where we would open up ACQ AI, take this, we would literally just copy and paste. Here we go. We're going to paste this. And now we are going to actually just replace this with the Drippy variables. First name, personalized line, custom personalization. And then we're saying quick queue. Okay, if I send a 60-second Lumen, how would I book your next 15 qualified shows from X? I'll pay on results. There we go. Settings. Now this is really what you want to have when it comes to settings. You want your AI creativity set to 1. There we go. We're going to hit next. Message variants, we're not going to add any. We are going to add a follow-up just 1 day later. And I'm just going to paste what ACQ AI gave us right here. We're going to take this. We're going to go back into Drippy. We're going to paste that in there. We're going to hit next. We're going to be sending 10 messages per hour. We're going to hit next. We are going to give the automation name. I'm going to select my personal profile. I'm going to hit create, and now you're sending messages to your ICP. The next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to figure out how to get these guys on actual calls. So we're literally just going to ask it, hey, can you give me some tips for getting more people on calls after I send them this message? So we're going to say, hey, okay, thank you. I've launched my campaigns with Drippy.ai. Can you give me a couple pointers to get as many people as I can on sales calls? There we go. So let's see what it says about appointment setting. All right, here we go. Single strategy, speed to lead, reply in under 5 minutes, book inside 72 hours. Fast beats fancy. Your biggest lever is now speed. Apply to every DM within 5 minutes and pull appointments into the next 72 hours. This alone can 2 to 3x booked calls and show rates if you execute hard. Okay, so here we go. What to change today? Turn Drippy into a bat signal. Push all replies to your phone. Slack, set a 60-second SLA for first response. Create 3 canned snippets to qualify fast. Then offer times. Speed lowers over follow-up needed increases show rates. Max availability equals more booking. Book sooner always. Frictionless scheduling flow. Reminder stack that feels human. Incentivize show up. Hybrid automation. There we go. Okay, so essentially what you want to be doing, and this is what we've seen just across campaigns on Drippy as well. It doesn't matter so much what you're saying, but more so that you're not saying something completely off and that you're replying quickly. If you reply within the first 5 minutes, then odds are you will get them booked if they have an issue that you can actually solve and you have a good offer and your profile looks good, again, if you're doing outreach on Twitter. And so this is honestly some great advice. Now, the next thing we can do is we can ask it to build us a sales script, okay? So, okay, nice. Now, can you help me out with a sales script for a 30-minute call? I want these deals to be 1 call closes. There we go. And so now, once again, we wait. All right, here we go. Single strategy, 30-minute diagnostic, decision script, 1 call close. You close by diagnosing, prescribing, then making a risk-reversed, easy to say yes to offer. Increase perceived likelihood of achievement, cut time delay, lower effort. That's the buying equation. There we go. So 30-minute flow, frame. So you set the agenda, then you diagnose. So essentially, you just ask questions to see where they're at and where they want to go. And then you summarize. Okay, so goal is X, you're stuck because Y, correct. And ideally, if their goal is X and they're stuck because of Y, it's kind of where they're at and where they want to be. And ideally, your service, or in this case, your Twitter outreach service is going to get them from point A to point B. Then you prescribe plan list building, X DMs, this many DMs a day, scripts tailored to avatar qualification, this is what you do, etc. Offer and guarantee, we'll deliver 15 qualified show-up calls. There we go. Temperature check. On a scale of 1 to 10, how committed are you to solving this now? Oh, this is a good one. If 8 to 10, proceed to payment. If 7 or below, why not 10? Like what's making it, what's stopping you, right? And then you can handle the specific gap or pivot to a downsell. I really like this. Downsells are honestly super useful in sales, because essentially what you can do with downsells is you can get them going with something way cheaper, and then once they see that that's valuable and they're getting value there, they're getting good results, they're getting ROI, then you can upsell them to something that maybe is even higher ticket than what you were originally planning on selling them on. Assume the sale, cool, let's get you live. Which card do you want to use today? We'll kick off within 72 hours. We'll get the dashboard and first scripts today. There we go. Objections, terms, not price, cash timing, happy to split. A third now, third in 30 days, and a third in 60 days deal. There we go. I like this. This, honestly, you're not going to get this too much because you're doing a free, you're not charging a setup fee unless you are charging a setup fee. And this is an easy way to get money through the door by just doing 1K now, 1K in 30 days, and 1K in 60 days. If you're doing a 3K setup fee, risk worry, feature down. So if you want to pay less, we can remove the speed sweetener or an extra 5 calls, or keep full guarantee at standard rate your call. Still stuck, we're going to remove the guarantee. Okay, there we go. So this is honestly really useful. Closeout mechanics, make it stick. Second form of payment, let's add a backup. Ooh, I didn't even know this was a strategy. This is honestly super smart. Second form of payment, let's add a backup card in case that one fails. Saves time. This quietly boosts collected revenue and with zero friction. If truly not closing today, bam fam, which means book a meeting from a meeting. Let's talk a 10-minute next time. Okay, so this is honestly huge. Like if you're not going to close, you don't want to just leave it. Like you don't want to just go back and forth via email, because that'll never close. And so you always want to book a meeting from a meeting. That's bam fam. So hey, let's lock a 10-minute next step for tomorrow at this time to finalize terms. Never leave without the next meeting on the calendar. Talk tracks, cost of inaction. Best case, we fill your calendar. Worst case, you get a working system you didn't have. Risk is on me, especially if you're waiving the setup fee. Decision nudge. Given your goal and the plan, is there any reason not to start today? This is really good. Final push. You're hiring outcomes, not effort. We can carry the risk so you don't. I really like this. Okay, sweet. So now we have a really good offer. We have really good scripts. We know exactly what it is that we're doing. We have a really good sales script as well. Now we just need help with fulfillment. Okay, sweet. Now, what pointers can you give me for fulfillment, given that it's just going to be me running this? And once again, we wait. All right, here we go. Retention, first fulfillment, OS. Solo equals limited bandwidth. Win by delivering value fast on Rails. Decrease time delay and effort for the client while increasing perceived likelihood you'll succeed. That's what makes them stay and refer. So step number 1, activation first, onboarding. So day 0, kickoff, 30 minutes, lock ICP. So you really do want to be doing onboarding calls with all these guys to start building relationships. Promise first visible win in 72 hours, meaning scripts live, first replies, first bookings. You just want to make it super clear, and you actually want to follow through without promise. Shorter time to value equals higher perceived value. I think there's a Hormozi quote that says that they decide if they want to stay with you within the first 48 hours after purchase. So you want to make those first 48 hours as smooth as you can, and if you can add some sort of win within those first 48 hours, then that's huge. If that's a kickoff call, then have it be that. Then on the kickoff call, you want to give them next steps in terms of exactly what it is that is going to happen next and what they can expect from you. Keep it personal, one-on-one. Custom beats generic for onboarding and boost retention. I love this. Great shout. daily client cadence, simple and relentless, daily reports by end of day, DM sent. So you just want to be doing a quick end of day report. So like, hey, today we sent out this many DMs, we got this many replies, we booked this many people showed your calls, these many calls were qualified. Add one insight in tomorrow's tweak. So essentially just like, okay, this is what we learned today, this is what we're switching moving forward. Repetition prevents churn, praise progress, and solve small issues fast. Same day micro optimizations, adjust angles, the listen qualified based on yesterday's data. So this is huge, actually, like just learning from the from the data that you're getting on a day-to-day basis, and then letting the client know. Okay, this is something super key when it comes to agencies, is you always want to be like talking to the client, letting them know what you're doing. Okay, because this happens a lot. It's happened to us, like happened to me when I was first starting out and I had an agency. Obviously I don't have an agency anymore, but it happened to me where we were doing a bunch of stuff but we just weren't letting the client know. And so to the client, if you're not letting them know, nothing's happening. And so you always want to be on top of it. And this happened now that we hire agencies, they just disappear, right? And then you hear nothing from them. So it's like, yeah, well, are you guys like doing anything? Like, give me at least an update to know what's going on, right? And so I prefer to be on the side of over communicating rather than on the opposite of like, hey, this guy just disappeared on me, I just paid him a bunch of money, like what happened? So that's something you want to do there. Daily client cadence, I think, is a great shout. Quality guardrails, again, you want to define qualified show, calendar rules for like exactly what they need to have so you can actually book more calls. Script bank 5 validate, there we go. So essentially rotate daily, keep winners. So script bank, so just what the deliverables are going to be, so how many scripts you're going to write for them, so on and so forth. Solo capacity plan, cap at 3 to 5 clients until your daily SLA is bulletproof. Over capacity kills speed, there we go. Batch your day. So this is huge. Okay, this is huge. Okay, so just whenever you're starting out, having a like solid plan in terms of an execution plan for what you're going to be doing that day is huge. Okay, so follow this. 60-90 minutes, you're going to list build. You're going to list build, then you are going to send out new DMs, then you're going to reply and book, then 30 minutes for daily reports. And you're going to be doing this per client according to ACQ AI. Weekly optimization loop, 30-minute weekly review. So this is a call or like a longer loom video that you can do. Your fulfillment checklist, run daily. So all this stuff, super key. Let's see. SLA, reply to all prospect DMs within 5 minutes. Pipeline, 100 new DMs per client if you're pacing 15 qualified shows. Until you're pacing 15 qualified shows. Reporting, end of day dashboard plus tomorrow's plan. QA, random check, 10% of book calls against qualified show rate, client touch, there we go. All right, and so that is pretty much it when it comes to starting a business. Now, we are just gonna ask it for what we need to focus on. And I think I know the answer. The answer is gonna be to just do your 100 daily outreach. And again, you can do this through Drippy, but I'm just gonna ask it. So step by step, give me the step-by-step for how to get this business off the ground. What should I focus on first? Again, I'm assuming it's going to say focus on client acquisition, because if you don't have clients, then you don't need to worry about anything else. So I was just going to talk about like focusing on getting new clients and doing your 100 outreaches every single day. So now let's just wait and see what it says. All right, here we go. Single strategy, 30-day rule of 100 sprint. There we go. Land 2 to 3 clients fast. Step by step, number 1, define our offer and ICP, which we already did. Then we're going to build a list of 1,000 people to reach out to. This is between today and tomorrow. And then you execute the rule of 100, which is literally exactly what I said. Days 1 through 30. So you want to be sending at least 100 personalized DMs a day. You're going to log your outreach. You're going to log everything, right? So you're going to log outreach, replies, booked calls, show rates, qualified close rates. The owner must know these metrics cold. So you must know these metrics cold, like right off the bat. Whoever is just asking you right off the blue, like, hey, how many messages did you send yesterday? How many replies did you get? How many booked calls did you get yesterday? Like, you should know your data like that. If you're serious, go open to goal. Oh, I really like this. Go open to goal. Essentially, you work until you hit that day's booked call target, no matter how long it takes. Speed to lead and book inside 72 hours, which is what we were talking about earlier. So you just want to be replying within 5 minutes while you're actually booking calls quickly. Run the 30-minute diagnostic decision call, frame, diagnose, prescribe. So this is what you're doing. So this is the sales, right? So this is the sales calls. Fulfill in 72 hours and report daily. Capture proof and Titan. Capacity guardrails, cap at 3 clients to SLA and delivery are perfect. There we go. All right, so that is pretty much it. I think you should have a pretty good idea for exactly what it is that you need to do. It all comes down to just doing a bunch of outreach. You get your first 2 to 3 clients within the first month. Now you could obviously do this manually, but I showed you how to do it through Drippy, which is going to be the fastest and most efficient way for you to do it automatically, while still being able to personalize through Drippy's AI. Once again, if you want to try Drippy out, the first link down below in the description will get you a 7-day free trial and a free onboarding call with our team. That is a one-on-one call. And I'll leave you with this video where I walk through what Alex Hormozi has to say about outreach. I think you'll find it valuable. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.